another episode of The Man Space. Coach Marston and I are excited to bring to you week after week thoughts and insights, plus wisdom from different gentlemen from different parts of the world. And you may ask why. We live in a society where women traditionally have not been given a seat at the table, and all the support and mentoring and empowerment has evolved around bringing women to the table. Somewhere along the way, we have taken a misstep and not supported men, and men don't ask for support because we've created an environment where when a man asks for support, he's not a real man. That's the psychological framework we have set up in a false way. So I have been committed to making sure that women's empowerment goes hand in hand with the male empowerment, because empowered women need very strong, supportive, and yet in touch with themselves men to be partners, right? We live in a world where men and women need to coexist. And that coexistence requires both to be equally emotionally, psychologically, spiritually strong, so that all the other human capabilities can be wrapped around our humanity. And today's conversation is in that central theme. But today we're going to be talking about what is the importance of us showing up in a way that we understand people, connect with people, build relationships, so that we break the toxicity of polarization and build a more peaceful, cohesive, friendly world where we can all thrive. And to have this conversation with me is somebody who works with me as a team member in a South Africa-based not-for-profit Destiny Connect Foundation. Puffy, Reverend Puffy, is not just a member of that organization, but he's a pastor. He's a life coach. He is a motivational speaker. And he has his own foundation, and you are going to love hearing from him. Puffy, welcome to the Man Space.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kakas and Martin. I feel very welcome already.
Thank you. So as we get started, Puffy, what in your own life prompted you to not only become a pastor, but parlay that into the healing outside of the church through coaching and motivational speaking?
Thank you for that question. I always give the background of my story, to say I was raised in a very abusive household. From very, young, at a very young age, I was traumatized. I dealt a lot with depression, and I was traumatized as a child. And, the situation was so bad because I was raised in a society whereby, as a child, you can never open your mouth and speak. Someone had to crush down your confidence in order to make themselves feel better. Or someone who has dealt with brokenness before and they have never dealt with that brokenness, and they use you as a scapegoat, for their healing. So they don't confront the issues they had. So at the age of 20, I became an alcoholic. Now, the brokenness was severe because at the end of the day, I had to either confront the situation I was dealing with, or I could run away from it, like my parents ran away from their brokenness and they abused me and my elder sister so badly. And this has led me at that time to be called someone negative in the community, because I was known as someone who's broken. I was known as someone who's an alcoholic. I was known as someone who doesn't add so much value into society. Until to a point where I met the right people in my circle, the people who came to me and say, you know what, Puffy, we believe that you are gifted. We believe that you have a leadership in yourself. We believe that there's something that you are going to do to change the lives of many people. So surrounding myself with the right people helped me to discover my potential, what I didn't know about myself, to discover my gift, to discover a new circle of friends and people that I could work with. Now, from being that black sheep, either in my family or in the community as I was labeled, I now became a role model for so many people. because I was now developing into being a community leader. I was now a community developer. I was now a motivational speaker. And that is how it came by that as a pastor, once I also knew my gift, I realized that my gift is beyond just being in church. It's a gift whereby many people are coming from broken backgrounds and they need the same encouragement, they need the same motivation, and the principles that I teach in my life coaching sessions as a mental coach and behavioral change coach. I teach principles that helps people to heal mentally, emotionally, for people to come out of dark spaces, for people to have hope for life, to have hope for the future, for people to stop seeing themselves as broken, but seeing themselves as people who add value into the society. So that is how I managed to maneuver from just being a pastor to being a life coach to every person, because I value every human being, and I'm sure that every human being is so important and so special.
Wow. Thank you, Puffy, for sharing such a phenomenal story. And I would not even tell that, you know what, how you have gone through the brokenness, how you have been emotionally abused by your parents, by your sister, and how you have been discovered by someone who's seen greatness within you.
Yep.
Besides, you know what, so many people, maybe like you said, they were running away from their fears, right? From their doubts, from all the brokenness that they had that have been passed on to them, and they were just offloading onto you.
Yeah.
But now you were able to turn it all around, and you turn the negativity, right? The brokenness, that loneliness, all the traumas into victory, where you have now been the chosen one to help actually the ones. Why do you think you were the chosen one to now help and heal mentally, emotionally, all the men and women out there?
Basically, I believe something, Martin, that we are all gifted in different ways. We are all called for different purposes in life. And that is where the issue of purpose and highest purpose come in. Once you start realizing and knowing and understanding your journey, understanding your gift, understanding your talent, understanding, you know, how you are called to change the lives of many people, and you see it by how you are being opposed. You know, opposition is something that shows you that there's something unique about yourself. That is why when I grew up in difficult circumstances, for the first time I condemned myself. For the first time I felt bad about myself. I thought there was something wrong about myself. And that's how many people feel. Many people feel like there's something wrong about them, especially when they are being opposed. But then that's when you know your ability. That's when you know your potential. That's when you know the gift that is in you, the skills that have been implanted in you, and the demand of people who are always coming to me. Because what made me also realize that no, there's something unique about me to bring change was people coming to me to seek counsel for certain things, to seek advice, to seek certain answers. And I realized that why are these people coming to me? And that's when I went to a self-discovery journey. And that is the journey that helped me and made me to meet the right people who said, no, Puffy, actually, you might be confused. You might be feeling as though something is wrong with you. But here's the thing. We have been where you are, and now we are ahead of you. So follow in our footsteps and realize this ability you have, realize this potential you have, realize this gift you have. And that is how I started becoming more open-minded. Because at first I was closed-minded and I was thinking everything is about me. I didn't even have empathy to myself because the only thing I had was self-pity. I was pitying myself because of my situation. I was pitying myself because I was an alcoholic back then. I was traumatized and depressed. But then at the end of the day, from that self-pity blossomed Puffy, the leader that he is today. Because I understood my purpose. I understood that I'm not going to sit and cry when there are many people who need me to pull them out of the ditch that they fell in, just like me. When I fell out inside the ditch, and there are certain people who pulled me out. And now this is what I'm doing, living the life of my dream, helping people, coaching people, seeing people receiving healing and restoration. And there's nothing that brings so much joy in my life other than that.
That is such a beautiful journey.
Yeah.
And it's truly, truly resonating for me, Puffy. In the Eastern Japanese culture, there is an art form called kintsugi.
Yeah.
Anytime pottery, plates, dishes, cups, anything is broken, they don't throw away.
Yes.
Take a golden glue and they put the broken pieces together, but they highlight and let the brokenness shine, because it's because of the brokenness that particular piece is unique.
Yeah.
And that is symbolic to life. We're all broken in some way, because
Yeah.
none of us come with a rule book. Nobody knows how to engage with us, not our parents, not our grandparents, not anybody who's around us. We're all figuring this out. So I love how you are embodying that kintsugi art form, where you are being comfortable about showcasing who you are for what you are.
Yeah.
So building on your journey and this analogy, how did you get involved in not-for-profits? And what propelled you to take all of that learning and beauty that came from your rising above your abuse to now start working with organizations like Destiny Connect Foundation, so that you can connect and collaborate and achieve success for the community around you and truly the global community?
You know, Dr. Kass, I can tell you something. You can only heal when you heal other people. You can only find restoration when you help other people to find restoration. Because sometimes you don't even know the level of damage that happened to you until you start talking to other people and they expose also areas in you that needs to be worked on. I remember when I started self-discovery journey, you know, I started hanging around positive people. I started hanging around visionaries, people who had organizations, people who had visions. And I had to start understanding, what is my vision? What is it that I want to do to help people? Because I can't just wake up and say, I want to help people. How am I going to do this? And the best way to discover that vision, to know your purpose and to know what to do from here, it's by actually being on the ground. It's by actually saving people, because that's what I did. I started approaching people. I started talking to people. I started making people aware of certain solutions that they can apply in their lives. And before you know it, I was called from one place to another to say, you know what, young man, we see what you are doing. When you are talking to us, we see the difference. We see people finding healing. So what we want to do now is to give you a platform so that you can still talk to these people. And that is how I was introduced to different community platforms, to universities, to colleges, to prisons, and so many organizations that I'm working with. You know, those organizations are organizations that gave me the platform to start shining, not to shine for myself, but to shine with the idea of helping people to heal from their brokenness, to say, you might have been broken into pieces, but this is what we can do to mold you. So now I voluntarily went out. I was not paid for it. I was not even given anything for it. I was just voluntarily my time. I only invested my time. I invested the knowledge I had. I invested the wisdom I had. And then I had to also learn more, because there's no way you can equip other people if you are not learning. I had to learn about myself. I had to find knowledge in terms of what is healing, what is restoration. And when I became a pastor, that's when I started learning a lot of things also about myself and also about other people. You know, the most important thing that I believe, Dr. Kass, is to learn about other people, understand other people, because every person wants to be valued, appreciated, they want to be understood. And if you don't understand people, you can never help them. And if you don't understand people, it means you don't understand yourself. So the biggest journey was for me to understand myself, to learn principles, to lay down everything that has helped me, and now to produce it as a manual to say, okay, this is what has worked for me, and it can generally work for so many people. So when I presented it, I saw how it was helping many people. And that is how I started coming out. And that is how I was introduced to many platforms like Destiny Connect Foundation. I ended up meeting the founder, James Ojo. When I spoke about my story and what I'm doing, he fell in love with it. And he said, I'm going to give you this platform because you deserve it.
Wow. Well, Puffy, I love your energy, your enthusiasm, the way how you speak. It's you're just on fire, and I love hearing stories of just waking up, being awakened from brokenness, right? And how many talents, how many gifts, how many potentials we have deeply hidden within us.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't see it, right? All we focus is just on the negative, but there is some kind of energy, there's some kind of light that some other people see it within us, but we not necessarily might see within ourselves. And like I say, hey, you're one person away, you're one networking event away and one meeting away from just changing your life. So who would you say was that one person in your life that really helped you propel to where you are today?
Okay. To be honest with you, I have to give credit to Mr. James Ojo, the founder of Destiny Connect Foundation. This man became a mentor to me because when he heard about what I'm doing, he started to mentor me, he started to advise me, and he started to guide me. He started to show me the possibility of reaching even greater platforms. Because at that time, I only knew that I wanted to get global platform to share my story and to share how I came out of brokenness and to also equip people with principles. But then when I met James Ojo, it became now a living reality because James said, you know what, Puffy, I have a vision. I have this global organization that wants to connect many people, to give people platform, to connect people with their destiny helpers and everything. And I want you to come on this platform. Let's push this. Let's work. You are doing a great thing. What have you done? And I told him everything that I was doing. And to be honest, meeting this man has changed my life because even now, he's still my inspiration. He still pushes me. He's a man who calls me and asks me, are you still winning? How far are you? Are you on the ground? How many people have you set? Which organization did you go to? What is the report? And he's just hands-on in whatever I'm doing. And I love it because it gives me the push. It gives me the push because even sometimes, journey of transformation and transforming the lives of people, I'm going to be honest with you, Marcin, it can be overwhelming. It can be difficult, especially when you're dealing with a lot of people who are broken, who need healing and everything. That can be very, very, very overwhelming. But James, he became strategic. He started teaching me the administration part also of handling what I'm doing. He said, I can see your gift, I can see your ability, I can see your potential. Now let's channel it in a proper way so that you can present it in proper channels, in proper platforms, and whatever that you have started, we can now amplify it so that you can reach even a larger group of people. And I have to give credit to Mr. James Ojo, and I love that.
Thank you for that truly, truly deeply felt thoughts there. And I see you engage with James and engage through Destiny Connect Foundation, and you truly are the source of energy that excites and brings energy into every conversation. So we love having you as part of the organization. So as you look at your journey going forward, because you're helping so many in different facets of life to overcome their brokenness, to find their purpose, there's a lot in you that is getting drained.
Yeah.
How can we, the folks around you who see you, who value you, who appreciate what you're doing, how can we fill your cup back up so that you have the energy and the capacity to go and do what you do without getting empty? Because where you're pouring in is not where you're going to fill your cup, right? So what can we do to fill your cup, and what does support look like for you?
Dr. Kass, I need support. I need encouragement. I need guidance. I need to be motivated as well. Because I know I'm a very disciplined man, and I commit to everything that I do. Hence, when I met James Ojo, he said, you know what, I love your energy and I love the passion because I have passion for people. I have passion for saving. I have passion. So I need that support. I need people who can stand and rally behind me, and say, Puffy, anything you need, we are here. We want to guide you. We want to encourage you. We want to make you feel better. Here are the resources. I mean, it's one of the things that people can encourage you with, to say, okay, we need to give you these resources. We need to give you this encouragement, this moral support. I mean, even if I want to talk, can you believe I can always have a conversation with James Ojo? Sometimes I call him, hey, James, you know what? I think I need someone to talk to. And James is always there. And I know people like you, Dr. Cass, and I know people like you, Masin, will always be there. I know people like Shama. I know people like Stuart from this Destiny Connect Foundation. They will always be there, that when I need to talk, when I need to re-energize, when I need to be refilled, I can always call you guys and say, this is what I need. For now, I just need support. I just need guidance. I just need resources. I just need encouragement and motivation to say, keep going, because the journey is still long ahead. There are so many people that needs to be reached. There are so many platforms that needs, Puffy to come in, to step in and teach people healing and restoration and behavioral change, to do mental coaching. So even myself, I need coaching. So I regard people like you, Dr. Cass, Masin, and everyone else as my coaches. Because if I need something, if I feel drained, if I feel down, I can always say to Dr. Cass, okay, this is how I'm feeling. Please help. I need someone to talk to. And I know you guys will always be available.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And to our audience, listening, watching, no matter what position you're in, what title do you hold, ask for help. It is okay to ask for help. Absolutely, it is to ask for help, right? We might not have all the answers within us, but you know what? If we don't ask, we will get overwhelmed, we will get frustrated, and what happens back then? We might quit on ourselves. But you know what? Do yourself a favor. Ask the individuals that you have in your support team, and they'll be glad to help you because they see who you are. They know how badly you want this. You want to impact thousands of men and women globally, worldwide. They'll be there for you, right? And they will be very happy that you actually have reached out and asked for help. And many times that the society teaches us, especially men, right, not to ask for help because it means that we're weak, right? That we're not strong enough, that we cannot handle it or deal with our own. But no, that means that we are courageous, that we are brave, that we know that we are asking for help. So thank you for that, for teaching me a lesson today as well, right? That is, hey, it's okay to go out there and ask for help.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So before we go too further, I would love for us to take a moment and have Puffy tell us how our audience can get a hold of him so that they can pick up on this energy, benefit from these conversations, and build their own healing journey. So Puffy, share with us what are the ways in which people can get a hold of you.
All right. I'm mostly reached at LinkedIn. So you can just say Puffy Medupe, which is Puffy, and then space Medupe. So Puffy Medupe in LinkedIn. And you can also email me, puffylifecoach@gmail.com. That is my email. And, I have a contact line also for my PR team, which is +2778 689 8376. That's the line where you can directly find my team, and we can definitely assist you if there's anything to assist with here.
Thank you, Puffy. So as we bring this wonderfully exciting conversation, deeply meaningful conversation towards a close, if you were to give people a nugget of wisdom, we're living in a world where everything is polarized. People are afraid, people are angry, people are sad, all of these negative emotions consuming everybody. What advice would you have for them to see the possibilities, see the potential, and see the goodness of a happy life ahead?
Never run away from a battle, because you never conquer a battle if you run away from it. You face every challenge that you come across you, because if you face a challenge, you can deal with it. One of the things that made me to be emotionally drained for so many years was because I was afraid to confront the emotions. I was afraid to confront the brokenness. You can never come out of something if you don't confront it. The same door that you entered into pain is the same door you are going to exit. So this is what normally I tell people, that come out. Let people know that you need help. If you need healing, you need restoration, come out. Face that battle. Because the more you face it, you realize that it moves from being a mountain to being a molehill. Sometimes challenges don't go away. We just have to grow and become bigger than those challenges so that we can overcome them. So that is my advice to anyone who's going through a battle, whether it's emotional healing, whether it's mental issues, whether it's anything in your life. If you feel that you are overwhelmed, just face the battle. Just find the right people around you. We are here for many people who need help. Find positive people, people who are willing to help you. Speak out. Let people guide you in terms of how can you come out of that ditch. That's what I always say.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your wisdom and your energy and
Thank you so
your
much.
healing words. Thank you so much, Puffy. And Marcin, Coach Marcin, I know you have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. What are your closing thoughts as we bring this to?
Thank you. Thank you. I really do. I love these podcasts because every individual has such amazing, profound stories that I learn as well as a coach myself. I love surrounding myself with other individuals, and it shows where I get many reaffirmations, from individuals like Puffy and others that actually, where our journey begins is when we decide to make an investment in ourselves and also in surrounding ourselves with good quality positive people. And if when we are open and willing to a change, and we are not afraid to just keep running away from all the challenges, from all the fears, where we actually stand up, look the fear into its eyes and says, enough is enough. I'm done running away. I will not allow my talents, my gifts, my potential to go with me, when I'm going to be in my grave. I will leave it all out here on this earth, and I will impact thousands of lives. I will fulfill my purpose on this earth. Thank you.
That is so poignant and brilliantly said, Coach Marcin. Thank you. And I am deeply grateful for your time here, Puffy, today, for making sure our audience get your wisdom and learn from your journey. And Coach Marcin and I are very, very appreciative of you and our audience for staying with us and engaging in this dialogue. And in closing, my thoughts for everybody is, if you're not familiar with the Japanese art form of kintsugi, please look it up. It's a reminder to us that our brokenness, the places we broke, the stresses we've been through in life, that's what shapes us. Carbon and diamond are chemically the same compound, charcoal and diamond. Only difference is charcoal under immense pressure over a long time turns into diamond. So in order for us to become the diamond we are meant to be and shine and share our light, we must be willing to go through that pressure, take on that pressure, and as Puffy said, rise above it. Because in that rising above is where the true brilliance is going to shine. So go out there and welcome the pressure, because what is putting pressure on you is polishing you to perfection. And take that on and become the brilliantly beautiful person you were meant to be.